Hi everyone, welcome back. Matt from Pre-Sales at NetSupport here, and this is part 2 of my video guide on how to set up the user provisioning in classroom.cloud. Now, if you haven't watched part 1, I suggest you watch that before you follow along with this video. But if you've already watched the first part, then today we're going to be covering how to set up the user permission mappings within the classroom.cloud web portal. So if you remember, in the previous video, we set up the provisioning. And if I go into organization now and all users, you can see I've got the 3 users set up within my classroom.cloud web portal. So the accounts are there. What we need to do now is set the permissions for each of these users. And that can be done by going into settings under your organization, into user provisioning, and we need to add in some user assignment rules. So if you click on the plus icon here, and first of all, we need to give the rule a name. So I'm going to set up my teacher rule first. So we'll just call this teacher. Select the site or sites you want to use. I've only got one, so I'm going to pick my NetSupport site. And then I need to pick the role. So I want this user to have teacher permission, so I'm just going to select teacher there. I'm only going to set up one rule here, so I don't need to touch that middle drop down there. And then here we've got some different options that we can match on, and I want to perform my match based on the Azure AD group that they're in. So I'm going to leave this as Azure group ID. I want an exact match, so I'm going to leave that as equals. And then if we go back into my Azure AD portal here, if I click on my all groups and select my teacher group, what we perform the match on isn't the name, it's this object ID here. So I'm just going to make a copy of that object ID and paste that in there, and then I'm going to click on save, and then I'm going to repeat that for my safeguarding user. So let's go in site, and we'll just make that safeguarding user, and we'll just get the ID there for our safeguarding group. So there's the object ID. So if I copy that to the clipboard and click on save, so that is a safeguarding role and a teacher role set up. Now, I apologize for the next part. We're going to need to sign in and out with a couple of users for me to demonstrate some stuff, but bear with me. This is quite important. So if we open up a new private browsing window, go to the classroom.cloud website. First of all, I'm going to sign in with my teacher. So if I just quickly grab the teacher account details there and pop those in and grab the password. So previously in the last video, you remember we signed or attempted to sign in with this user and it failed because we'd set no permissions up. Now when we sign in, what we should see is this user automatically signed in with the correct permissions, and there we go. And you can see they've got the my classes there, which indicates they've got a teacher role. We can see the teacher getting started guide there. So I'm just going to close this and open up a new private window and back into the classroom.cloud web portal again, and this time we're going to sign in with the safeguarding user. In fact, what I'm going to do, let me copy their email address from here. Let's bring up that window there, and again, oh, what have we done there? There we go. So we sign in here, and you can see there this user's been signed in with safeguarding permissions. So that's all good so far. So I'm just going to close this down. You'll notice here that now these two users have signed in, we've got a site and we've got a role assigned to them. Now the last user we're going to sign in is this teacher and safeguarding role. So if I just copy their email address and back in to the classroom.cloud web portal. Now you'll notice that this user has only been signed in with teacher permissions. So let's jump back to our admin login here, and I'll explain why. So if we go back to the user provisioning, only one of these user provisioning rules is going to be applied. So what happens is it's going through here, and because that user that is in both groups, it basically matched on this, are you in the teachers group, and it applied these settings. It never hit this because it found a match here and stopped. So in order for us to apply the safeguarding and the teacher permissions, we need to create a third rule. So if we go in here, and we'll call this one teacher and safeguarding. Again, we will select the NetSupport site. I'm going to pick teacher and safeguarding user, and I'm going to change this and say I want only want to apply this to any user accounts that match all of the following conditions. So first of all, I'm going to go and I'm going to copy the ID for my safeguarding group again. Then I'm going to click on this plus, and then I'm also going to add in the ID for my teachers group. And then I click on save. So these rules can be moved around. So if you need to change the order, you can, but we're going to want this teacher and safeguarding rule at the top. So what should happen is it will process this. So anybody who is in the teacher and the safeguarding group, we will have this particular set of user permissions applied to them. So we've only got one user that matches that criteria. Our other users, our teacher user and our safeguarding user, they're not going to match that one. So it's then going to go down here and it's going to look at each of these rules. And for the teacher, it's going to hit a match here. And for our safeguarding user, it's going to hit a match right at the very bottom. So if we go and open a new window again, back into the classroom.cloud web portal, and we'll sign in with, in fact, let me just copy that email address there. That's not the one I want. It's that one's the one I want. Too many windows open. There we go. So if I just go continue with Microsoft there. So our teacher and safeguarding user, and just grab the password. And you'll see there that's applied those rules correctly. So I've got the my classes, which indicates I've got the teacher permissions. I've also got the safeguarding option, and you can see down here as well I've got a teacher getting started guide and a safeguarding user guide as well, to indicate that I've got both of those roles assigned to my accounts. So that is how you would set up the permissions mappings there. That is how you can apply different permissions to different users. But as I mentioned, just be aware those rules are processed in order, and it will stop when it first finds a match there. So if you've got users being signed in with the wrong permissions, then take a look at those rules there and look at the order that they're being processed in. Now, if you are struggling a bit getting those set up correctly, do give our support team a call. We can do a remote session with you there and help you get those set up if you are struggling. But that's all for this video series. I hope it's been helpful for you, Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again soon.